Hello there. My name is Zondo, and I'm excited to announce that I'm the new podcast host for our Mzansi team. Let me start off with introducing myself. I come from a township called Mamelodi in the east of Pretoria. I grew up like many young people who face different challenges and understand, I guess, the challenges that we all experience as young people and the different spaces that we come from and the things that we do experience. Let me start off with my journey though. It all started off in 2014 doing what we call public speaking. At that time, I was doing what we call motivational speaking, though it was mostly dominated by public speaking competitions and so forth. Then it took a different turn when I started visiting other high schools who had to go and motivate their students, empowering them really and sharing some insights. And all that work was through my story. As someone who understands what it means to come from a disadvantaged background, and yet you have ambitions and aspirations to where you want to see yourself. I went on to write my very first book titled Young, Black, and Powerful. Needless to say, in that book, I was also claiming myself as the advocate of Black consciousness. And with all my work, the speaking, the endeavors that I've taken, it's all been in one effort to empower young people, and that we have the ability and the power to change course of our life. Regardless of where we come from, regardless of the challenges we experience, we are the ones at the end who have the power and the ability to shape a new story about our lives and who we are. One of my writings was the book titled Lessons from a Domestic Worker. I'm raised by a single mom who had to fend for me and my siblings growing up. And through that, I wrote this dedication book in terms of inspiring young people that our parents' job title does not define our future and who we become. And it was through her lessons that I also got the inspiration and the drive to say, I would like to see a different future for her, for my siblings, as well as for everyone that is close to me. And through my work and everything that I've endeavored to do has been how many other stories out there are not tapped into, how many other stories out there are not touched, and how many of us do not get the opportunity to be exposed as well as be given the platform to express our talents as well as our abilities. This is where I would share with you that joining the Mzansi team was a new thing, and it still is. Why? Because I come from a coaching background where our work focuses more on saying, you get the tools, we empower you, we create the pathway for you. But this is also an opportunity that I take with both hands, where now we get to engage on matters and issues that concern you and I. I also grew up saying I'm one of the few people that would say, I want to go into politics, I want to speak about politics. Why? Because I've never really felt the connection. I've always felt and thought that perhaps one needs to be a politician. First, you need to have the right party and so forth. But what I never stopped doing when I came of age was I did take up my first voting opportunity and said, I'm going to cast it. And I'll wait to see the difference that comes with that. But more than anything, I've always wanted to have these conversations where it's not about I am party X, you are party Z. Therefore, you and I, when we engage in political and socio-economic issues, it's more about where do I fit in? Who do I represent? And that our dialogue is mostly influenced by that which our political organization, as different as they may be, what they represent. Therefore, it never gives platform where you and I would be able to sit and engage and say, look, party X aside and party Z aside, what are the pressing issues? What are the challenges that you and I are facing? There's many changes we experience, from key policies change, there's new government that we've got in place, and so many other things that are currently there. And I look back and wonder, do we have any role and do we have any voice? And if so, how do we both use that opportunity? This is why I invite you. It's a new journey for me, one which I hope to really share some insights. I do have my personal biases, but more than anything, it will be to provide the information that is true, and one that allows you to discern and think and ponder on everything that affects you and I. Because this is the first effort in trying to bring about that. And I think the Awake Mzansi team, the vision that they represented, as well as the platform that we want to provide, will allow you and I to have those conversations. I am but one of the few South Africans who still believe in the ability of our young people, that it is my vision and my passion as well to see us influence and bring about change and providing input that can be considered as well as taken. It's also encouraging, I think, when I look at the many young people as well who have taken the onus to join the respective organization in their efforts to make about a difference. And what I want you and I to do, though, on a weekly basis, and as far as you will be able to receive this content, let us have the conversation that we wouldn't be able to sit perhaps in the different corners and sectors that people may have. That you and I will use these platforms, the YouTube platform, the TikToks, the comments, and everything else that we will provide, in as far as educating and empowering ourselves. And I think this is where I strongly relate with the organization to say, so long people are not empowered, so long people are not given the right information, there's also higher chances that we may not be able to take the right steps and the right measures as far as making informed decisions. And that is exactly what I'd like to endeavor on. As far as this journey goes, I'll be honest, I will have my learnings and I'll have my shortcomings. But I think what's important for me is how do we then utilize this platform to engage indeed on those issues and on those matters. And I think that's what I'd like to share. That's the journey that I would like to invite you on. And I'm hoping that you'll be able to take this as far as you can and as far as you will be able to receive this message. Please do share with a friend, do share with someone that you know to then say, hey, Awake Mzansi is finally on YouTube. And now you'll be able to experience our long format content as well as get the opportunity to engage with us. As the saying goes, please do subscribe to our channel, to follow us, to recommend us. We do promise you, as we have done in many years since 2016, to provide you nothing but the truth, to provide you nothing but true insights, as well as touching some of the issues and factors that have affected you and I. This is my promise, and this is what I'd like to endeavor you with on until the very end. Speak to you soon. Thank you.